Whether you're talking about the wild plains or, I don't know, the modern boardroom, there's this one thing, this one ambition that connects pretty much everyone.
Yeah, deep down, everyone wants to be a lion, right? It's that primal urge to be noticed, to be looked up to claw our way to the top of the food chain.
I mean, it's about having power, right? The ability to rule your own little kingdom, to actually shape things, to leave a mark that lasts.
To be king, simple as that. But here's the thing, there's always a catch, isn't there?
And that catch is a pretty ruthless law of nature. No lion, no one stays king forever. And look, this isn't just some fun fact about lions. It's a really stark truth that runs the animal kingdom. And, as we're going to see, our world too.
So why? Just why? What is it about the top that makes it so slippery? What's this invisible force that just seems to pull every single king down from their throne eventually?
All right, let's get into it. And to do that, we have to look at the brutal reality of what it's actually like to be the king of the jungle.
So you've got this constant conflict, right? On one hand, you've got the top dog, the dominant lion. He's fought the fights, he owns the territory. He looks invincible. But, and this is a huge but, over on the other side, kind of lurking in the shadows, you've got the challengers. And they're always younger, they're always hungrier, and they are absolutely watching, learning, and just waiting for their shot.
And believe me, that moment always comes. The second the king shows any sign of weakness, a little bit of complacency, maybe he's just slowing down, bam! That's the invitation. That's the signal for a takeover. The throne is never, ever safe.
And this really gets to the core of it, to the fundamental law of the jungle. See, status isn't something you just keep. It's something you have to prove over and over every single day.
Okay, so how does this all translate to us? I mean, we're not lions, right? Well, our jungle just looks a bit different. For us, it's the office, it's the market, it's whatever industry you're in. But trust me, the rules, they're exactly the same.
I mean, think about it for a second. What happens when you finally achieve some success? So often, you get comfortable. It's human nature. You stop doing the very things that made you successful in the first place. That relentless learning, taking those calculated risks. You start relying on your greatest hits. But here's the cold, hard truth. The world doesn't care one bit about what you did yesterday. While you're sitting back feeling comfortable, the market's changing under your feet. There's a whole new generation, and they are hungry. Your competitors, they're getting faster. So if you're not actively growing, you're not just standing still, you're actually falling behind. And this, right here, brings us to what I think is the most important idea in this whole thing. It's the real law of power. See, it's not about what you get, it's about what you can keep. Okay, look at this, because this visualizes the gap perfectly. Check out the first bar. Plenty of people make money, right? They have that initial burst of success. But now look at the next bar. The number of people who actually keep that money, it drops off a cliff. And then you get to the people who stay relevant, the ones who truly last. Man, that bar is tiny. That is the rarest skill of them all. So what's the difference maker? What separates the one-hit wonders from the actual legends? Well, it really boils down to these three disciplines. First, having discipline after you're already successful. Second, continuing to learn after you've already won. And third, and this might be the hardest one, having some humility when you're at the absolute peak of your power.
Okay, so this is the point where the story about lions isn't really about lions anymore. It's about you. This is where it becomes a mirror for your life and your career.
So let me ask you, straight up, if you're at the top of your game right now, if you've made it, be honest with yourself. Are you actually getting stronger? Or are you just kind of kicking back and enjoying the view? Are you still in the gym, or are you just admiring your trophies? And hey, for all of you still on the climb, here's a gut check question for you. Do you just want the title? Is it about the glory of being king for a day? Or are you actually preparing yourself for the brutal, day in, day out fight it takes to stay king?
The real secret, the lion's ultimate secret to not falling off the cliff, it isn't about how you get to the top of the mountain. It's all about what you do once you get there.
And this is the whole lesson in one sentence, isn't it? Being king isn't a position, it's a permanent job. It's not some destination you finally reach. It's not a trophy that collects dust on a shelf. It's a responsibility to earn that spot, again, every single day.
The message here couldn't be simpler or more brutal.
If you are not growing, you will be replaced. That's it. That's the algorithm of life and progress. Growth isn't optional. It's your only defense.
And that leads to the final, stark reality. In the wild, and in our world, weakness is punished. Complacency, standing still, that is weakness. And weakness is like blood in the water. It attracts the challengers. It's not mean, it's not personal, it's just how the system works.
So, you see, we've been focused on the wrong question this whole time. The desire to get to the top? That's common. That's actually the easy part. The real challenge, the thing that really matters, is something totally different.
The real question is this: when I finally get there, how do I make sure I don't fall? That's the question that defines a career, that defines a legacy, heck, that defines a life. It was never about the climb. It's always been about how you stay on top. Something to think about.